Hey, Hope City family. I want to take a few minutes to share my heart about where we are as a church in regards to COVID and the precautions that our governor has requested that we take. First, I want to let you know that we have decided to move our weekend services back to online only for the remainder of the year, and that's a total of 6 weekends. Now, we didn't make this decision lightly. We wrestled with what we should do, and so I want to explain our heart behind this decision, and then at the end of the video, I want to ask you to do something for me. Now, throughout all of 2020, myself, our elders, and staff have been managing 2 pressure points. On one hand, we carry the responsibility of the spiritual health of the church, and on the other hand, we carry the responsibility for the physical health of the congregation. And each time we've had to make a decision, we've wrestled with the right amount of spiritual health versus physical health. And that's why we initially decided to move to online services in March. But there came a point this summer when we felt like even though it was still somewhat of a risk, we needed to begin regathering again as a church family. Now, we are again at that point where we feel like the right decision is to prioritize the physical health of our church family, knowing that it is going to affect the spiritual health. I'm well aware that many churches will continue to have in-person services, and that's a decision that they have to make for their church. But for us, this decision was based on 3 things, and I want to share those with you, okay? First, we want to respect the authority that has been respectful to us. And not everyone's going to agree with me, and I know the political climate is intense right now, but throughout this process, I believe our governor has done the best he can to lead with honesty and humility. And that doesn't mean I've agreed with every decision that he's made, but at no point through this process this year, really, have I ever felt like Governor Beshear has used lockdown measures as a political tool or a weapon against religious liberties. He is asking us to do the same thing that he's asking restaurants and other attractions to do. And this is really important. Please hear me. Inconvenience is not persecution. I know I probably don't need to tell you this because you've handled everything that 2020 has thrown at you with so much class and grace. But I want you to be careful what noise you listen to and what links you click on, because unfortunately, even the Christians right now are using fear as a weapon. Nobody's persecuting us or attacking us. And I want to be clear that there may come a time when we have to reconsider Governor Beshear's recommendations because we feel it's not in the best interest of the spiritual health of our church. But for now, we don't feel that way. The second factor in this decision was that we know that the church is more than a service. And you've heard me say it a million times, but it's true. The church is more than a service, it's a family. That doesn't mean we don't love having services together, because we do. But I want us to be careful that we don't only think of the church as a building or an hour on Sunday morning, because it's so much more than that. And this is the hardest part for me, honestly, because I know how encouraging and powerful corporate worship and prayer are and how badly so many of us need it. And I worry about you when I go long stretches and I don't see your face. There's no doubt it's easier to follow Jesus when you have a great church service that you can attend. But for thousands of years, in different time periods and countries, Christians have followed Jesus faithfully without large corporate worship services. And I give you my word, as soon as we feel like it's the right time to have in-person services again, we will do it. But until that time, I want us to be Hope City Church just as much on Monday through Saturday as we are on Sunday. Pray together, pray with each other, Zoom each other, read the Bible together, serve people, figure out ways to engage with our online services that keep you focused and leaned in. Over these next 6 weeks, you will get out of it what you put into it. So let's be the church as passionately as we ever have. Let me give you one more reason that we made this decision, because the world's watching. And this is a personal conviction of mine, but I believe now more than ever, people who don't follow Jesus are watching you and me and wondering what makes us different from everyone else. I believe unintentionally, Christians have gotten caught up in the chaos of the past year, and it's been hard for the world to see a difference in us. We've been just as loud, rude, opinionated, and stubborn as people who don't claim to have Jesus as their Lord. If the reason that we don't want to close our in-person services is because, we're not going to let anybody tell us what to do, I believe that's the wrong spirit. I believe we have an opportunity to send a small but clear message during this time. And the message is that we believe in Jesus and we believe in the Bible, but we also listen to science and authority, and we believe in caring for our neighbor and having humility. Now, let me be clear again. I'm not saying that churches who continue to meet have the wrong spirit. I'm not saying that at all. I personally have pastor friends who are continuing to meet out of their own personal convictions for what their community needs. But please hear my heart. This just feels like the right thing to do for our church family, and that's just to move the services back online only for the next 6 weeks until the end of the year. Now, maybe the question has crossed your mind, what if it's not any better in January? Believe me, I've thought a lot about that too, and the honest answer is, I don't know. Just like this summer, there will come a point when we feel like we need to gather together again, even though it's a potential risk. But we'll make that decision once we need to. What I don't want is you waiting each week to see whether or not we would be gathering based on whether or not it was worse or better the day before. That's exhausting. And that's why we've decided to go ahead and make the decision for the remainder of the year. Now, let me tell you what I hope we'll be able to do. We hope that we will be able to come together in smaller gatherings for our family Christmas services the week of Christmas. As we get closer to the date, we'll give you more updates about that. But until that time, we're going to use our amazing online service platform so that we can reach you and we can be connected. So many of you are already reaching that or using that tool. Sunday mornings, 11 a.m., it's still happening. Now, I told you that I wanted you to do something for me. So here's what I'm asking. Will you work really hard to stay engaged with your church family? I know it's easy to get distracted on Sunday morning while the service is on, the kids are running around the house. It's hard to stay connected with each other throughout the week when growth groups maybe aren't meeting. But I believe if you will really lean in and make it a priority to stay engaged in your worship, your giving, your serving, that God can do something really special in your life these next 6 weeks. I think the best way to stay engaged on Sunday morning is to have the service on your TV. This is how we do it. And you can do that through the church TV app or YouTube if you have a smart TV. But make it a priority to watch the service live, have your Bible, take some notes, sing the songs. When we have activities online during the week, be a part of those. If your growth group is meeting through Zoom, be a part of it. Staying connected has a lot to do with you. And we need to stay connected now more than ever. Because Governor Beshear said that large gatherings should be under 25 people in attendance, we have decided to continue with Celebrate Recovery and our middle and high school student services. And our team is working to make sure that these environments are safe and everyone's in good hands. And your leader will be in touch with you with more details about those gatherings. I love you. I really do. And you know what? It's hard to be in charge sometimes, because you have to make difficult decisions like this one. But I wouldn't want to be anywhere else doing anything else with anyone else, because I love you and I love being your pastor. And we'll be in touch with more information as soon as we have it. Be sure to download the Hope City Church app if you haven't already done that. If you have a smartphone, TV, you can do that. And one more thing, we want to make sure that you have all the latest information, updates, and schedules. So our team set up this text line. Text HC Update to 33777. We're going to add you to a text list so that we can get the information to you as soon as we know it, you'll know it. I can't wait until we can be together again, but until then, we'll see each other online. I love you.